This episode of Everly Heights Tales is brought to you by Envato Elements. If you're a creative like me, you don't necessarily have the time or the talent to create everything you need. With Envato Elements, you can download unlimited creative assets all in one place. Where do you think I got a lot of the sound effects in this episode? Sign up for a low-cost annual plan today at everlyheights.tv/Envato. That's ENVATO.
Everly Heights Tales presents Infinite Tina, Part 2. Welcome to Weirdie.
Hey, who doesn't love Chi-Chi?
Weeks passed, and Tina's world grew smaller, darker. The dream started soon after the breach closed. Visions of other worlds, with shadowy figures moving just beyond her reach. She saw Ken sometimes, standing at the edge of the worlds, watching her with sad eyes as she struggled to reach him.
Tina, have you seen my Ken? He hasn't been home in too long.
No, I haven't seen him, Mrs. Sacco.
Thank you, dear. If you hear from him, please let me know.
Tina watched Kumiko go, the weight of guilt pressing down on her chest like a stone. Ken was gone, and she only had herself to blame. It was Jim who finally pulled her out of her spiral.
I know what you're going through. I've lost people too. Nazlu, stop that. There's more out there for you, Tina. More breaches, more threats, more worlds. And I see how loyal you are to your friend. Weirdie could use someone like you.
Why me? I got my best friend killed.
We want you because of the guilt you're feeling. You can see it now. The arbitrary nature of the multiverse. Bottom line, you have an innate desire to make it right. We could use somebody like you.
Fine. For Ken.
For Ken. Well, welcome to Weirdie.
The air was still, the night quiet. Ken was gone. But his memory lingered here, in the park, in the town, in the spaces between dimensions. Tina had to believe she could carry the guilt of his memory. And maybe she could even save him. Someday. Somehow. But thanks to Jim, Tina finally felt like she had a purpose. The worlds beyond Everly Heights were vast, full of danger and wonder, and Tina was ready to visit every last one of them if it meant getting Ken back. Somewhen, on some world, somehow, she'd find him. The door to Weirdie headquarters was not what Tina expected. It was small, tucked between a bar and a clock shop on the quiet edge of Everly Heights. But now, standing in front of the door, Tina felt a knot of anxiety settle in her stomach. This was real. She was leaving the old world behind and stepping into something vast, strange, and, yes, weird.
Welcome to Weirdie, Tina. Get ready to change your assumptions.
About what?
Everything.
The interior of W.E.I.R.D.E headquarters was anything but ordinary. Tina's eyes darted from one bizarre sight to the next. Shimmering portals, large contraptions, and strange creatures skittering through the corridors.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
At the end of the vast main room, a massive mural of multiple, interconnected Earths was hung on the far wall.
You'll get used to it. Everybody does.
You're like telling me this has been under Everly Heights my whole life?
Much, much longer than that.
It's like a Radio Shack blew up and got frozen in time.
How do you know about the Radio Shack incident? That doesn't happen for almost 20...
Jim, we've got a Class 6 latent space incursion in Dimension 3090. Need backup.
Handle it, Bucky. I've got a new recruit to show around.
So, this is normal for you?
No, it's definitely weird. Weirdie. It's weird.
The 3-hour tour through W.E.I.R.D.E headquarters was as overwhelming as Tina expected. She met the rest of the team.
Come on, we've got another plant person down by the convenience market.
Susie Rogers, a sharp-eyed woman with a penchant for sarcasm.
Keep in touch.
Cynthia Postal, the no-nonsense head of operations, who looked like she could crush a dimensional vortex with her bare hands. And, of course...
Can I zap him?
Bucky Sutton, the overeager gadget expert with an unfortunate habit of blowing things up. But as fascinating as it all was, there was only one thing on Tina's mind: Ken. Losing him had left a wound in her. She still felt like there had to be a way to make right what once went wrong. Jim must have sensed her unease, because after their tour, he brought her to a small briefing room.
Tina, I've been thinking about something.
What?
You never really got closure with your friend. Ken. I've been around the block. I can see it eating at you. The way he went out, the rift between you two, it's a lot to carry. Take it from a man who carries his fair share of regret. Get it together, Jim. Trust me. I know how hard it can be to watch somebody you love slip away. My wife. Point is, there's a way for you to get that closure, but it won't be easy on you.
I didn't come here for easy, Mr. Colvin.
Well, we're not the only dimension with a Ken Sacco. There are other versions of him out there. Other worlds where he lived. Other realities where things happened differently. I'm offering you the chance to find one of them and get your closure.
I'm in.
The process of traveling between dimensions, as it turned out, was both whimsical and, well, weird.
Here, you'll want to wear these memory correction glasses. They'll let you wipe the minds of any civilians that happen to see you.
Wipe their minds? Won't that hurt them?
Not much, I don't think. From what I hear, these cell phone towers they're putting in everywhere are going to do way worse anyway. Trust me. Plus, the memory correction glasses keep you grounded to our world while you're hopping between realities, so you can always find your way back. Let's see here. Dimension 2841. Ready?
Ready. This is Everly Heights?
Yeah, mostly. It's the Everly Heights of Dimension 2841. Just like ours, but not.
They walked down Chaplin Street, passing by people who looked like her friends and acquaintances from home. Only they weren't quite the same.
Howdy, hey, Jimbo.
See that clown over there, dressed like Mr. Matheson from school? You'll find that many people in alternate dimensions are versions of the ones you know. But some of the differences are more striking than others.
Well, screw you too, Jimbo.
After a few minutes of walking, they arrived at a small park, an exact replica of Dixon Park, and sitting on the bench by the swings, flipping through a Dog Boy Adventures comic, was Ken.
You look just like him.
Hey, you're not from around here, are you?
How do you know that?
The memory wet glasses. Only those freaks from Weirdie think those things look cool.
Yeah, I guess they are pretty lame. It's like we're the MIB or something.
Good one.
I need to apologize. In my world, things between us weren't good at the end. And then you were gone.
Hey, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I'm not your friend. But if he's anything like me, I'm sure he wouldn't blame you.
I miss you. I didn't realize how much I needed you until it was too late.
That's the thing about the multiverse. There's always another chance. Maybe not in your world, but somewhere, in some version of reality, things went right. And maybe that's enough.
It wasn't the closure she wanted, but it was what she needed. They sat there for a while longer, talking. It was strange, comforting, and far too short for Tina's liking. She felt like she could talk into infinity.
Okay, Tina. It's time to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And take care of yourself, Tina. Remember, every world is another chance.
How do you feel?
Better. Not perfect, but better. If that world's Ken forgave me, I like to think our Ken probably would have forgiven me too.
That's about the best you can hope for. You can't always get closure, but we can help you get within spitting distance.
Gross.
Tina, quit looking around like you're in some freaking Twilight Zone episode or something.
Yeah, sorry. Cheerleading practice wiped me out.
Did I tell you I ran into your cheerleading coach down at the convenience market? She said she ain't seen you in a week.
Now, when Jim Colvin comes a-calling, that's a whole different story. What's a kid doing hanging out with a dying Pax man anyhow?
You better not be telling him about your fake brother.
What the hell does the IRS need with a delivery girl anyhow?
Deliveries, mostly.
Tina forced a small smile, remembering when Jim filled her in on his clever cover story.
You have to make it just close enough to the truth to throw them off.
They wouldn't understand. Nobody would. After everything that had happened with Ken, and now being welcomed with open arms into a secret government task force, Tina felt like she was caught between worlds. One she hated, and one she couldn't escape from, even if she wanted to.
I've got it.
Meet me at the office. Got a case that might interest you. Glad you could make it.
What's up?
We're not sure yet. It's connected to a strange house we've been watching. I want you to go investigate the readings our sensors are picking up. Could be an incursion.
But you're coming with me, right? Or Bucky?
No, ma'am. Think of it as your first solo mission. Because it is your first solo mission. I think you're ready. Go to it, Infantino.
Tina wasn't so sure. But what else could she do but slap on a smile and offer a hearty,
"Yes, sir."
Fake it till you make it, right? Besides, she knew the neighborhood and the house. A little two-story in Woodsdale. How bad could it be? The neighborhood in question, Woodsdale, was quiet when Tina arrived. She didn't make it to the rich side of town very often. Her family were no specials, after all. As she walked down the street, the glow from the trinket Jim had given her pulsed in her hand, drawing her towards a single powder blue house at the end of the block.
Hello?
As Tina passed by a hallway mirror, she caught a glimpse of something, or someone, just behind her.
Hello?
Out of the corner of her eye, she saw a dark figure rearing back to strike. Tina gripped the trinket tightly, its lazy glow becoming a steady pulse. She wasn't alone in this house. There, standing in the center, was the figure she'd noticed earlier. At first glance, it looked almost human, but its face was distorted, like a reflection in a puddle during a spring storm. Their eyes, hollow, dark husks, locked on to Tina's.
You shouldn't be here.
What are you?
I'm that missing piece in the seat of your heart. The empty place where love should be.
The figure's words sent a shiver down Tina's spine. It was a reflection of everything she'd been feeling. The emptiness, the loss, the guilt.
I'm not afraid of you.
You should be, friend killer.
She gripped the trinket, holding it up like a shield, just as Jim had taught her.
Funny nickname, friend killer. The kids at school would love that. But that's not what happened, and you aren't my friend anyway.
Tina squeezed her eyes shut as the energy surged around in all the colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, swirling out of the trinket like a solid beam of light. Then, silence.
Hello?
The figure was gone, sent back to the cursed dimension it came from. The house was quiet once more, but the feeling of unease lingered. The sun was rising as Tina left. The dim streetlights barely lit up the road, casting eerie shadows that stretched across the cracked pavement. The way the creature had spoken, as if it knew her deepest fears. It was a manifestation of something she hadn't fully faced since losing Ken. And now that it was gone, the hole inside her was raw and exposed.
Back already? Should I be worried?
It worked. Whatever that thing was, it's gone.
It was only a level 3 incursion. I didn't want to tell you that going in, because I had no doubt you could handle it.
That thing knew me, Mr. Colvin. Things got personal.
Huh. That's odd. The multiverse is not random, Tina. It has a way of reaching deep inside you, finding your weakness, playing your emotions, replaying your regrets. Sometimes, when a breach occurs, the things that come through can feel like physical manifestations of what we fear. The things we'd rather not think about.
So, you're saying that thing was a part of me? That I brought it through?
No, it's not your fault. Not directly, anyway. The multiverse can play our worst moments back to us, drowning everything else out. And that's why Weirdie exists. To make sure nobody from Dimension 94 gets lost in the noise.
And what if I already am?
Sorry, kiddo. That's the job.
The next morning, Tina woke up early as the faint light of dawn cast a rainbow through the crystal mobile hanging from her ceiling.
She looked over at the trinket on her desk, still glowing faintly, like it hadn't quite let go of its connection to the multiverse. Then, it went dark.
Morning, kid. Heard you handled yourself pretty well on your first big solo mission.
I guess. It wasn't quite what I expected.
Nothing ever is with Weirdie. Anywho, Jimmy Boy wanted me to introduce you to somebody this morning.
Who?
Let's leave that a surprise. This guy's a hoot. Let's go.
In my pajamas?
You got 10 minutes. Tina, meet Noslu the Great. He's, well, I'm not entirely sure what he is. But he's helped more times than I can count, and I'm great at counting. Jim thinks he could be useful for your next assignment.
Okay. Is this guy more Beavis and Butthead or Bill Nye the Science Guy on a sugar rush? What exactly does he do?
I do all sorts of crap. I think different, I obey my thirst, and
And you watch too much of that boob tube we set up for you in the break room.
Jim told me about how you nailed your first solo mission. Impressive stuff, kiddo. But the truth is, you're destined to be more than just another Weirdie drone like this slob.
You're one to talk, burrito boy.
The multiverse calls each of us for a reason.
But why would it call me?
That's something you'll have to discover for yourself. For today's mission, Jim will fill you in. I'll be right behind you. I just gotta finish welding this reactor back together. Damn Bumble Lions! These guys are a menace!
We've identified a new breach. This one's different from the others we've dealt with recently. This portal is more controlled, almost like somebody's trying to get in from the other side.
Who could do that?
Sometimes, beings who get lost in the multiverse try to escape by opening breaches into our world.
Yeah, these jerks always think they can escape the multiverse, but once it has you by the ears, it'll always pull you back.
Also, sorry we sent you out with that ancient dimensional transponder last night. I can't get Bucky to give me a new one for new recruits until they prove their worth.
Government budgets, right? You gotta justify everything.
So, what do we do?
Jim handed her a small device, similar to the trinket she had used on her last mission, but in the shape of a ring.
Thanks, Mr. Colvin,
Tina said, sliding the ring onto her finger. It sparkled like a prism, casting red, green, and blue streaks onto her shirt.
This thing is so cute!
Careful, it costs $200K. But sure, let's go with cute. You'll take your ring and head down to the breach site at Chi-Chi's downtown. Your mission is to stop whatever comes through and close the tear in the multiversal fabric.
And what if it's another monster, like last night?
Then you'll have to think on your feet. That's part of the job. Besides, you'll have Noslu.
Hey! Who doesn't love Chi-Chi's?
Despite how he comes off, he's one of our best.
In the Chi-Chi's parking lot, Tina and Noslu stood at the edge of the breach, hanging above the grease drums in the back, a swirling vortex of light and shadow that shimmered ominously as the grease below it bubbled.
You ready, kiddo?
Does it matter?
The sensation of stepping through a breach was something Tina still wasn't quite used to. The moment her body passed through the shimmering portal, reality itself seemed to warp and twist around her. A rainbow of colors bled into one another, and for a split second, she felt weightless, like she was nothing and everything all at once. It was pretty cool. Then, just as quickly, a new world snapped into place. Tina looked around, taking in her new surroundings. This world was different, darker. The sky above was an inky black, with faint tendrils of light snaking through the clouds. The landscape stretched out in front of her like a forgotten wasteland. Empty streets, an old abandoned theater, and a silence that weighed heavily on the air.
Charming, ain't it?
Where are we?
Welcome to the Palatial Dimension 9 Alpha, a little slice of the multiverse where the best laid schemes of mice and men didn't go as planned. One of my favorites.
What happened here?
Who knows? Could have been an experiment gone wrong, or maybe the high muckety mucks who run this joint blew each other up. It happens more than you'd think.
We need to find the source of the breach.
Oh yeah, the fun part. Let's bust a move.
Do you ever wonder what happens to people in these bad dimensions?
Sometimes they split before things get bad. Sometimes they go missing. And sometimes they just fade away.
Heck of a pep talk, dude.
The universe ain't always a pleasant place, but that's why Weirdie exists. To keep the worst schmucks out of everybody else's hair.
Do you think people from different dimensions are connected? Like, if someone disappears from one reality, could they just poof, show up in another?
The multiverse's greatest question. Are we all just echoes of each other, hopping between realities? Or is every version of ourselves bound together, living one life in infinite worlds?
The pulse from Tina's ring grew stronger as they approached the center of the city. A tall, crumbling building that loomed over the empty streets like a skeleton of a forgotten past.
This is it. The big nasty breach is inside. You ready, kiddo?
Just do it.
Nike, good one.
The building's interior was even more dilapidated than the outside. Broken furniture, shattered windows, and walls that crumbled at the slightest touch. But at the center of the room, hovering just above the ground, was the breach. It was larger than the ones Tina had already encountered. A swirling vortex of light and shadows that looked like it held the entirety of creation inside.
That's bigger than I expected.
A figure stepped out of the shadows. It was the same strange figure she'd met the night before.
Who are you, you freaking stalker?
The figure stepped forward, the shadows peeling away to reveal a woman, her face pale, with big bags under her eyes.
This ain't what I signed up for. Somebody get my agent on the horn.
You don't remember this face, do you?
Should I?
You've crossed into my world for the last time, and now you and your friend will pay the price.
What did I ever do to you?
You took everything from me, and I had so little to give.
I don't know you.
Not in this world, but in so many others. You took what was mine, my life, my friends, my future. The only singular one I was given. And now, I'm taking every last one of yours.
I didn't take anything from you.
I've met so many of you. With your sniveling and your whining and your smiling and your joy. You don't deserve the world you've been given, Infinite Tina. And I'll never stop until you lose every one you have.
On the thrilling finale of Infinite Tina, the chips and salsa waiting for her back at Chi-Chi's won't help Tina Infantino as she faces a lone spirit who has seen it all before. One girl, infinite destinies, and a mysterious force invades Weirdie in a bid to stop Tina's power from multiplying. Learn how a teenage girl from Everly Heights became a force of nature in our mind-shattering conclusion. Infinite Tina, let's get singular. Next week, only on Everly Heights Tales.
Thanks for joining us today for this chapter of Infinite Tina, our big 3-part sci-fi epic. I'm Bill Meeks. Now, while I mixed the tracks and added sound effects, the majority of the voice acting burden was carried by voice actress / audiobook narrator Mandy McCullough, who narrated the entire Infinite Tina Worlds Apart audiobook a couple of years ago. I figured you should get to know Mandy, so I asked her to join me for the after show on all 3 episodes of Infinite Tina. Keep listening to hear us discuss the themes and elements of the episode, along with Mandy's experiences as a voice actress. A big welcome to Mandy McCullough, the voice of Tina Infantino, Ken Sacco, and several other characters in this pocket of the Everly Heights universe. Now, Mandy, it's Saturday morning as we're recording this, so my first question is, what was your favorite breakfast cereal?
I would say Captain Crunch.
Mm.
I mean, like, it tears up your mouth, but, like, it's so worth it.
Well, Captain Crunch is one of those cereals that's a good idea to, like, let soak in the milk for probably 4 or 5 minutes while you're making your toast or getting your OJ or whatever. I'm a big fan of Captain Crunch, too. I was always more partial to the peanut butter crunch than the regular crunch, but I love both. Love both.
Reese Puffs?
Reese Puffs are a modern favorite, absolutely. When I go for cereal, I either get some sort of like, wheat and sticks old man cereal, or I get Reese's Puffs. In this episode, Tina joins Jim Colvin's team at Weirdie, which involves a lot of multiverse hopping. If you could travel the multiverse, what kind of alternate world would you want to visit?
I would like to visit a world that's really similar to ours, except I have superpowers. So it's almost the same in every way, except I have powers.
So you're like, everything the same, but I have all the power. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't want things to be too different because then I won't, like, know what's going on. But, like, where I have powers and I can do cool things and I just, like, do mundane things with my powers.
What power set would you want? Would it just like a basic, like, flight, super strength, invulnerability, or something a little more interesting?
So there's one that I have always thought would be so cool to have. And I like wish that I had power over bodily functions where if I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Just kidding. You do now. Or like, I don't know.
I have heard people give an answer like that, except it's like, I want to be able to like move the stuff out of my body so I don't have to go through it the old fashioned way, but yours is much darker.
Oh, am I cramping? Just kidding. You are now.
At the end of today's episode, Nazlu and Infinite Tina start their adventure at Chi-Chi's, a defunct chain restaurant that is going to be very important in our upcoming Danny Chance saga that's coming up a few weeks after Infinite Tina wraps. Mandy, do you have any chain restaurants you used to love that are no longer with us?
I wouldn't say no longer with us, but it is not the same. There's Pizza Hut. So when I was growing up, my mom worked at a Pizza Hut, and it was the best. And now I feel like when I have Pizza Hut, I'm like, oh, we lost it. Like, it used to be so good, and I feel like we'll never get that back.
They used to have a great lunch buffet. I'm a big buffet fan, and they used to have a great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut, where all sorts of pizzas. And I believe they were the number one purchaser of kale for years before it became trendy, and they just used it to decorate the salad bar on their lunch buffet.
Of course they would.
Okay, well, Mandy, I want to thank you so much again for coming, talking to me today, and helping me bring Infinite Tina and Zoo of Zero Tolerance to life. Now, if people dig your voice acting in Infinite Tina and the other Everly Heights tales, where can they find out more about your work and or hire you for their thing?
They can go to www.voiceovermandy.com. Super easy.
Very nice. And thank you so much, Mandy. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Well, that's it for this week. What did you think of Infinite Tina? Shoot an email or audio voicemail to Bill Meeks at everlyheights.tv and we'll share them in a future episode. Join us next week for the finale of Infinite Tina. And remember, there's an infinite number of worlds out there, but no matter how far you travel, Everly Heights is going to find a way to open up a portal and pull you back in. Good night. To infinity and beyond.
This town has a gravity that pulls you by your jeans. It's a half-remembered feeling of some place you've always been. You can try to drive away, but the roads turn you around, 'cause every exit starts a ticking clock till the magnet pulls you back.